Summer is here. Can you believe it? It is time for teachers to get a break and our routines are going to change a little bit, but that does not mean that productivity and having fun is going to the wayside. It's all about knowing your strengths, so listen here. Hey, my name is Tammy Bartles and welcome to my channel, Pursuit Over Perfection. I am your resident chaos coordinator and I love to encourage women to organize their chaos one routine at a time. So as I said, teachers, you are amazing and you get this little short break right now. And I just want to say that even though the summer routine may be different, it doesn't mean that it's bad and that it's also just teaching us all a little bit more patience. How to be productive over the summer. It is all about knowing your strengths. And something that obviously I talk about a lot on this channel is routines and how much I love them. And yes, they get changed up. But again, as I've said before, routines are not rigid, they are flexible. And so they can be molded to work for the season that you are in. I am going to talk to you about 3 different areas that you can focus on to help you have the best summer and focus on both productivity and the fun. First and foremost is you have to create a new routine. Yes, we used to get up, get ready, eat breakfast, out the door, head to school by 7:30. Are we going to do that every day during the summer? No, but I am one that I feel truly it's important to get up and get ready for your day. Will we get in out of our pajamas right away? Probably not every day. It's important to make sure to have that consistency for your kids and so that they know what's coming and they can thrive on doing better with each and every activity. One thing to keep in mind is that your personal morning routine may change because you aren't either getting kids on the bus or taking them to school. I know for me, it will be changing quite a bit purely because I typically used to wake up, have my quiet time, do my devotion, and then get my workout so that I could be dressed and ready to leave before my kids were even up for school. I work best in the morning, so I will be switching things up and I'll be doing work before the kids even get up. So that means that I'll actually be flip-flopping and having my workout be after the kids wake up, and I'll be getting ready and showered after the kids wake up. Now, this is not a bad thing. This is something I've said before. Your kids are watching you all of the time. And so you having your workout routine and seeing you be active, it's just another opportunity for you to get them involved. We're going to want to get the wiggles out. We're going to want to have them burn off some energy. So have them join in on your workout, or even if it's just for 5 minutes, it's amazing what getting them involved will do. One thing that I think is very important in having a routine is the change of scenery. So during the school year, every morning they get up and we leave the house and we go to school. Will we leave every single day? Maybe not. But the idea is to get up and know that we're going somewhere. And whether that's to the backyard or to go to an actual park or to go get groceries or go do some errands, even if it's just to go drive around. Your routine is changing slightly, and it's also something that we can take advantage of the time slowing down just a little bit. So for instance, I used to always do my grocery shopping via Walmart pickup. And now I'm trying to utilize that. I can use this as teaching things as well as activities that are in a sense free because we all have to buy the groceries anyway, but taking them grocery shopping with me. Yes, I know that sometimes that's going to be frustrating, especially for me because I like to get in and get out. But it's showing them that they can learn things that it goes into running the household and meal prepping and getting them involved in cooking. So those are things that are something to add into your new routine, and really maybe you'll be able to get it down so that you can still have those in the routine come fall again. Second thing I want to mention is I won't ever be that Pinterest mom. I have said it over and over again how amazing teachers are, and I will continue to do so. They are ones that love to play with glitter and Play-Doh and make messes, and that is not my forte. While I may not enjoy things being messy and not tidy in my home, it is something that I have learned to very much embrace with the outdoors. So we have a creek in the front of our house, we have muddy clothes, and we have muddy shoes, and it's something that they are allowed to kind of like do scavenger hunts and be outside and be creative and really dig around and find all of the fun things outside. I used to feel guilty about not being that Pinterest mom and wanting to do all of the crafts with glitter and glue and Play-Doh. But I learned that that's not something that my kids feel the need to do all of the time. And if they can get those things every once in a while when they're at school or at maybe friends' houses, it's not something that I need to feel guilty about. So if you are like me, just let yourself know that it's okay. The other thing is ask your kids what they love to do. Know what they are interested in, because they may actually not enjoy it either. My daughter loves to play with glitter, and I think that if I let her, she would do it all the time. But my son is very much a tidy person as well, and he likes to keep his things organized. So this isn't something that he really enjoys to make big messes with crafts either. Now, you give him some construction paper, he's gonna make a million paper airplanes, but he doesn't feel the need to cut them all up and glue things together and all that kind of stuff. It's really important to ask your kids and get them involved in things that they want to do, because you can find the things that are going to bring joy not only to them, but also to you, because it's something that you're all excited about. This brings me perfectly into the third area that I want to mention is it is okay for your kids to be bored. Yes, I said it. It's okay for your kids to be bored. And this is something that I have learned by us decluttering and minimizing our home with less toys and less things, that their creativity has skyrocketed. It's amazing when we have a box come that's delivered and it's stuff that is from my husband or I, and they just run with it. They create it into a home for a stuffed animal, they make it into a doghouse, or they're so creative with just taking the things that we do have and making them into something much more creative. I know that hearing kids say, "I'm so bored, Mom," is like hearing nails on a chalkboard. I get it. It's probably my worst thing is to hear the whining. But if you can push through and help them to be bored for a little bit, you have to kind of get past that initial board in order to let them have that creativity be turned on. I love what Joshua Becker has to say. He's an author for the book Becoming Minimalist, and he talks about why it's important to allow your kids to be bored, and that minimalism really is not going to hurt your kids. Less toys, less things are actually for the better. So here's a few things. When they have less toys, they are more creative. They end up having longer attention spans. They learn better social skills. They take care of the things that they do have. They learn to have a better appreciation for art and writing because they're using those creative skills. They become more resourceful. They actually get along better with others. They're learning perseverance to push through that frustration. They're exploring nature more often because they're getting outside and checking out the outdoors. So you have a tidier home. Seems like a no-brainer, right? I know so often when we hear our kids say they're bored, the answer we seem to run to is, oh, they can play on the iPad, or oh, they can watch TV. But that's not spurring any of their brain activity and getting them to actually grow and think. This is where their creativity can be used when they just come up with something new. I don't know about you, but as a kid, I loved to play restaurant, and we had this kitchen stuff, but even if you don't have a play kitchen, my kids will just bring me a pretend cup that is just invisible, that they say they're bringing me some juice. And, just taking their order, they can use their creativity by making menus with maybe some craft paper. They can create some different kinds of food and all of that kind of stuff. It's where they can really thrive when they're using that creativity. Another opportunity when you hear your kids are bored is to take that as an opportunity to declutter their toys. Clearly, if they have been saying they're bored and you still first have a million toys in there, maybe they just are overwhelmed and they don't know which ones to pick. So go through some things that maybe they don't love to play with anymore, and you can gift those on to someone else that would better suit them. Maybe they just don't love playing with them anymore, and it would be beneficial for them not to be visually cluttered in their play area, so that then they just are overwhelmed, don't know what to pick, and they just say no, because an overwhelmed mind says no. As I've mentioned before, I am not that Pinterest mom. I do love a good routine, and I definitely say it's okay for your kids to be bored. This is by no means meant to judge anyone, whether you love to do the crafts or you don't like to do the crafts, whether you love having your kids at home for summer or you dislike having your kids home for summer. There's no judgment here. I love to offer things that aren't going to be messy or that are often less expensive and not hard to come by. Be creative yourself and come up with things that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg and aren't going to create huge messes, such as sidewalk chalk, or going to the library, or going for a scavenger hunt in your backyard, or headed to a park and seeing how many colors you can see on the park playground. Just meet up with some friends at the park to have that change of scenery so that they're not so bored. Go for a walk, go for a bike ride. There's so many things that you can make sure you do, because there's nothing worse than going through the summer just waiting for every day to pass by. What works for my family isn't going to necessarily work for yours, but it's important to take the time and reevaluate what season you're in, how this is going to look for you and your family, and make the most of it. I will admit that sometimes my kids do drive me bonkers, and I'm sure that I am not alone in that. As much as I kind of cringe at, oh, you just need to embrace it while you have it, that is nice to hear, and it's also really hard to hear when you're in the thick of it. I have learned that the days are long, but the years are short, and God knows this bigger picture, and it's something that's really fun to think about, that you have this time with your kids, so embrace it and make the most of it. I love to help organize the chaos one routine at a time. So if there is something that you need an idea on or you're struggling with, please send me an email. My information is in the description down below. I would love for you to like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you share this with a friend that maybe is a little anxious about the summer starting and needing some ideas on how to find that productivity and the fun all in one. Have a blessed day. No, that's weird.